our destination?
Building the most beautiful bridal registry.
Let's go for a ride.
Welcome to Girls Trip. This week we are continuing our kind of month of weddings, but we're shifting focus a little bit to talk about showers, because that is a very important part of the wedding. A lot, especially if you're a bridesmaid, so much of your time is going towards planning that that bridal shower.
Yeah, nowadays, I feel like if you're being asked to be a bridesmaid, you're also being asked to be a party planner. That is kind of what it's
taking part in that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I feel like aside from the dress when you're the bride, the building your registry is kind of the second biggest
big thing, to think about
that you're taking on. Like as soon as you're engaged, you're like, okay, I have to start putting my registry together,
and something really to look forward to.
Yes.
Like I was so excited to do this, to do the registry. I was pumped.
So it's a fun thing to do. It's an overwhelming thing to do. I'm not going to get into this because one day we'll talk about it, but I had the best time ever building my bridal registry. Baby registry, I cried.
Oh, no. Well, maybe
it was such a, like, not in a good way. I think it wasn't
crying,
happy tears.
Like you were crying. Oh God!
I was like, this is a disaster. Like it was not fun.
Also, I mean, we're probably a bit more hormonal
for that one.
Like,
maybe I rebounded, but I think again, we'll get there. But wedding stuff, I don't know. It was just like fun, and there's so many different things in different price ranges, so you feel like you could find what you wanted. Whereas baby stuff, it's like this really big equipment that is so expensive that you're like, I don't want someone to spend thousands of dollars on this thing.
So for putting it on the registry.
Yeah. So anyway, coming back from that tangent. Let's just dive right in, sharing our top 5 things that you would recommend everyone be on their registry. Is anyone excited? Want to go first?
While doing their registry.
Okay. Yes, things that they should definitely be adding.
So just one right now?
Just start with one. Yeah.
KitchenAid mixer.
That was my number one.
I was like, you need a mixer.
Not put it on because I knew that someone else was going to take it. Yeah.
You're very good at getting into other people's brains, being like, what do they want?
It's such the obvious classic thing.
It is the best though,
but so worth it.
It is like, I use that. Or my mom, we had one later on, like my mom, when maybe I was like 10, and we used to do like cookies that way. So I always had like the hand mixer, with the 2 little whatever beaters in it. And once we had that, like, I don't remember ever using the hand mixer now. Everything was done in a KitchenAid mixer. So that was like the first thing that I was like, we will be getting the 6 quart and we will be getting the largest one, because like I use it for literally everything. Like it's just the best.
Yeah, I use it all the time. Now going on 12 years, so it's kept up. Yours did not last.
Yeah, really? I went through a baking bread phase at one point, and I think I don't know if it was the mixer's fault. I'm not going to blame the mixer. I'm going to blame my dough. And the dough may have been a bit too tough, and I burnt that. I burnt that. Wow, this is embarrassing. This is really embarrassing, guys. I mean, it's well known I'm not a good baker.
No, I mean, I feel like I'm starting to see that a little bit. Like when I make like cinnamon rolls now, if I'm not kneading it, I'm doing it in the mixer, and I'm noticing like it struggles a little bit.
It's struggling.
You have to like give it a break, maybe.
The real death to mine was I was making brioche, and it was just a tough dough, and I was like putting it in the mixer. I was like, I would never do this by hand, and I put it in the mixer, and all down here. I'm like, oh no! But yeah, I burnt that motor out. So if I'm not the one baking your bread, you should be fine. And that's what I would recommend. Yeah.
I mean, nowadays they have the most gorgeous colors, and the wood bowl. Oh my god,
the wood bowl. I don't know what is about our female brain that looks at that and is
color
like
combo.
Like that's like, I know I've peaked when I get that one day.
I have to tell a short story really, really quick about that. This is shout out to my husband for this, because he came home one day. He went to, I didn't know where he went, Williams Sonoma store. He comes home one day and because he needed cheesecloth or whatever it was.
Of course
he was getting other things there for Christmas. But comes home and he's like, babe, when we have our forever home, we will be getting this mixer. And I was like, say no more. I was like, is it forest green with a wood bowl? And his eyes open. He was like, yes. He was like, it was the most beautiful thing. And I was like, this is why I married you. Yeah. I'm like, what guy will like find a mixer? He's like, it's just stunning. Beautiful.
Not Miles.
I was like,
let me just tell you this also really quickly. So I don't remember why, but there weren't very many toaster options, I feel like, when I was building my registry. So I just got like your typical ugly, like black and stainless steel two-thing toaster, right? It's been on its way out, but it still worked. But it's been on its way out. And I guess it was bothering my husband more than I realized that it was. So I had in my head what I wanted to get, which I don't know if you've ever looked at the line, but Drew Barrymore has a line. Okay. It's actually called Beautiful at Walmart. And it is beautiful.
Yes.
It's kind of like the like Smeg knockoff a little bit, but like this like cream beautiful
like
one.
The colors are very vintagey.
Yeah, very vintagey. I was like,
so
this is beautiful. This is what I want. So that's what I had in my mind.
Yeah.
But, you know, I try to get my husband to understand, because sometimes he'll get in, like, why didn't you just buy this yet? And I'm like, because in my mind, there's like 100 different things that I would like to buy at any given time for our house. Yeah. So I'm always having to pick and choose which thing I'm going to do. We don't have an unlimited budget. And then in the next breath, he'll complain about how much money I'm spending. I'm like, well, which is it? Do you want me to buy something or not? So he took matters into his own hands, and I come home one day and there's a new toaster. And it's so ugly.
Oh,
and I'm like, now, like, this could be another 10 years of my life looking at this ugly toaster. So, yeah, he doesn't have that appreciation for like seeing something like that. But that is also the mixture of my dreams.
Yes, it's just so beautiful.
So I love that. Now, in being realistic with registries, I don't know that I would have put that one on my registry because it's so much money.
$750.
Yeah, it's
I would
crazy.
Be like, please don't.
Yeah.
So I don't think I could do it.
Well, I mean, if you want to.
But if I look at it over the course of 12 years that I've had my mixer, and you break that down, it's like it's a worthwhile investment.
It's worth it.
Oh yeah,
for sure. What I really need in my life now is what you see everyone doing in their kitchen renovations is those like drawer pull out.
Oh my gosh,
comes up.
yes, because you need to store it.
I definitely break my back like.
Yep.
Lifting it onto the counter.
Yeah. I'm like, use your core, use your legs. Here we go. Lift this up. Put it on there.
So that's
what a
the
dream.
Yeah. That's a dream right there.
I've seen that.
We're never going to make it through 15 items.
No. Well, we already did 2.
Yeah. So
you
go. That was her.
That was my first. No, KitchenAid was my first one.
That was it.
So you go for it. Go ahead.
So instead of the KitchenAid, I did the KitchenAid mini chopper.
Okay. Yes.
Because, and I specifically did the mini chopper because if you are getting married and you're in a 1-bedroom apartment like we were and space is very limited in the kitchen, this mini chopper was so good. And I recently, without getting into the gory details of my moving life, but we recently have been hopping around from one place to another, and we only packed certain things to bring with us because it was like, we're hopping around, we're not going to pack everything that we would typically pack to a full-fledged move. And I decided to leave my mini KitchenAid chopper like in a box, like in storage, and I'll get that when we do our big move. I have missed that chopper more than any other kitchen item. Cooking has gone from this is probably an exaggeration, but it feels like it takes me double the amount of time to prep stuff and to cook stuff versus a quick chop of onion, celery, carrots,
say,
whatever.
What do you like using it for then?
Like
that makes
garlic, everything. That takes 2.5 seconds versus chopping everything individually. I can't believe how much time it's added to my cooking experience. So that I've gotten so much use out of. Doesn't have to be KitchenAid, I guess, but a mini chopper.
I have one that's another brand, but yeah.
Oh man, for me, it's made cooking so much easier, and I can't wait to unpack it out of its box in a few weeks. So that's a must.
Come out and go on to the.
Oh yeah,
I love that. Okay, Rebecca.
All right. Where do I want to go with this? I'm gonna go with what I like doing first. Maybe that's not practical. A baking set. So.
Like cookie sheets?
Yes. Okay. Like specific type, like, because I know I make cookies like Christmas time. I, again, like making different, cakes, all that stuff. So I wanted like quality baking sheets. Like I wanted some bowls and I guess mine was a little unique because Artie already had the house. He had some items already. So that was nice, but I really wanted like a specific brand and you know, just the tools for that. So that was something that I wanted. Like, I didn't need to get everything, but I wanted it all to be like the same. So
Did you say that for everyone, even if they're not into baking? You still
I mean,
get use
I
out
think
of it?
you need good cookie sheets. Yeah. Or what do they call them? Not jelly pans or something. I forget what it's called. But yeah, because you're going to make not just cookies on them. You can use them for anything. So I think a good quality pan set, it can be like the 3, like the small, medium, large, but I use them all the time for like vegetable, anything I cook in the oven. So a good quality one that's not going to burn your food, I think is important.
I have to look up because I don't remember the brand that you got for my mom.
I have those too. Good, what is it? Good, not Good Eats.
Something like that.
It's
We'll
something
have
like
to
that.
look it up.
They're very cute. I
They
love
are
the color.
beautiful. Hers
So
are like
pretty.
this like deep royal blue.
Yes.
I love those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and really pretty. So
That's a
mine
great
are
brand,
mine
too.
are ugly and sad looking
Yes,
at this
yes.
point.
I recently saw a white set in Marshall's and I was like, why not? Let's go for it. Gift to myself.
Yeah.
6 months later, I'm like, that may have been a bad
Yeah.
decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. They look beautiful when they're brand new,
Yeah.
but really, really, if anyone has a cleaner that they would recommend for your pans, I need that because
Yeah.
I would love to get them back to their white self, but I don't know.
I think your best bet in that is using like parchment paper.
Oh, I should have been using.
Yeah.
And most of the time, I'm putting foil or parchment paper
Yeah.
on top of it. It doesn't matter.
I know. It just goes through. Yeah.
I am never doing that. So
Okay.
I would say your best bet is throw them away.
Throw them out, start over. get
No,
black.
no more white. Yeah.
Literally just get black or stainless
Yeah.
steel.
They're not going to be the most aesthetically pleasing
I know.
purchase.
I know.
Yeah.
So we're going practical.
I'm a sucker for aesthetics.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to ignore that. All right, my number 2 is not exciting, but it's nice linens.
Oh,
so
well, okay, mine's a little different than
sheets
that. Yep.
and towels.
I was gonna put sheets. I'm glad I did.
I actually, so I didn't spend like a crazy amount of money. I feel like it was very average, but they lasted. So we still use the same towels that I got from my wedding registry, and our sheets lasted us 10 years until they literally had holes in them. But we had 2 pairs of sheets that we just kept
That's
going back and forth between
incredible.
for 10 years. And now that I had to, I should buy sheets now. I'm like, I don't want to spend money on this.
It's really scary when you're like, that's how much they cost.
Yeah. So I actually would have splurged a little bit more on those items, knowing how long that they
And you're
can
using them,
last
like,
you.
you have to, every day.
And that you want nice quality. Like I did actually buy just not because we necessarily needed them, but again, treat myself like pretty towels from Home Goods. And it was like,
Weren't
it's
we
one
there
of
for
those
that?
ones.
Were we there for
no,
that purchase?
that
Or
was a different one. That wasn't for me. But like has those raised sort of like patterns on
Yes.
it. They are not comfortable to dry your body off with at all. They're like abrasive. So I definitely would have gone a little bit more even high end because I'm like, this could have lasted me who knows how long. But yeah, I'm very glad that we didn't just get like, $20 sheets for our shower.
Yeah.
I'm going to add to this a really good quality knife set.
Yes.
We still have ours, which is in great condition, and there is one knife missing that I think ended up in someone's like Tupperware that they took home with them. So that's driving me crazy. But
I did not steal it. But I did steal.
so I may be looking through some kitchens in the next
Someone
to find.
Stole my knife recently.
You stole her knife?
It was submerged in
It
the
drowned
cinnamon
in
roll.
Cinnabon.
Cinnamon
What a way to
mixture.
go, though! Oh man,
I came home and I'm like cleaning it out. And I'm like, there's a piece of silverware in this that was completely.
I never would have
enveloped.
known. She was like, I have your knife. I was like, oh. And didn't this happen recently as well? Did you have her knife or did she have your knife?
Oh, I think I had.
You had my knife.
You had her knife.
I bring one with me in case.
Guys, we're eating
people's knives
way too much together to be having each other's knives.
This is a common problem.
This is really a good thing though, because when I go to someone else's house, like I don't want to impose also and be like, I don't know what their knives are like. Are they sharpened?
I will bring my own. I need
a sharp knife,
yeah.
so I have one that I'll occasionally bring with me.
Yeah, no, like if you come to my house, I have sharp knives. If I go to your house,
Joyce
I know you have
sharpening the knife.
I sharpen my knives almost before every time I cook.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I love sharpening.
Yeah, ours has like a sharpener within the.
That's
block.
those
are cool.
So yeah, Artie's like they will make sure those things are dry before they go in there.
Yeah. So my point with the knife set is like a good quality knife set. I remember Gordon Ramsay saying one time on one of his shows, he was screaming at somebody, and he said something about like a dull knife is so much more dangerous than a sharp knife.
Yeah.
So having a really good knife set with its sharpener and just keeping your knives like in really good condition, splurge a little bit on those because you can have those for 20 years, if not more, if you take good care of them, then they'll last. So definitely top 3.
And you don't realize necessarily when you're cooking how dull they have become.
Yes.
Until I got one of those, like, those Cuisinart where it's like they're all one color, even the blade, and they're like really pretty. So I had gotten one of those and I'm like, they're not amazing knives, but I was like, whoa, my knives are dull. Because as soon as I use this, I was like, this is like butter
sliding through.
So I was like, I need to do something about that.
It's so satisfying to have that really sharp knife.
Yes, definitely makes
cut through that chicken.
All right, I don't know if this goes along with the sheets though, but I just put like a nice bedding set. So I mean, I was going from like my twin size whatever to a queen size. Would love the king one day. So we're not on top of each other. But I think just having something like nice and clean and fresh, and it doesn't have to, like if the walls are maybe not painted a certain color that you want, but like at least if the bedding set is like something that you like, I think that's just really nice.
Nice
so,
bedspread. Yeah,
and
love that.
because those can be expensive too.
Oh, totally.
And it's going to last you, or if you like a certain comforter, like a down comforter or something like that.
Also
I think
makes you want to make your bed in the morning so you can see how pretty it looks.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
That's along
I agree with that. Okay, next on my list is something that was not on my registry. It was gifted to me at a later time, but had I known how much I would use it, it would go on my registry, which is a really, really nice, big, like saute pan from, is it Sur La Table? Is that how you pronounce it? I feel like it should be sound fancier, like Sur La Table or something.
I'm changing something on
I'm
mine.
like, I'm going to make this
just made me think of something.
But it is such a phenomenal pan.
Yeah.
And I think it was fairly expensive, like maybe nearing like 200.
Yeah.
It has far surpassed like every single penny because I
amazing.
use it all of the time.
Yeah.
And since getting that pan, I literally take it with me. Like if I'm cooking at my mom's house, this pan comes with me. But like I make my meatballs in there. I make my chicken in there. Like you see a significant difference when I cook in that pan versus when I cook in another pan. So I don't know what I'm gonna do if it ever has to be retired.
Okay, I have a question for that because this is going ahead, but I put like a good quality pots and pans. So did you have that already on?
I did.
This was just a type of pan or pot that you just didn't have within that.
Yes, I think it doesn't typically come in a set
the size
this
of it
type because I got like a nice stainless steel pan set. But this is just like, thicker and bigger and just like you could hurt someone with this thing. Like
it's a weapon.
It's a weapon.
It's a weapon. Okay.
You could hurt someone. It's a bonus.
It has it really changes your cooking game when you have something like that.
I love that.
Okay. You made me think of this just now.
You're welcome.
This is more of a this is my bitterness coming through. More anger and at myself for not putting this on my registry.
Okay.
I didn't put it on my registry and I still don't have one.
Okay.
Okay. A Dutch oven.
Oh,
that's on my list.
Yes.
I would have used a Dutch oven so many times in my life, and people were like, why didn't you just go get one? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just not one of those things where you're like, I'm going to just go get this for myself right now.
Yeah.
I wish so bad that I had put this on I had put a really beautiful pot on my on my registry that I do a lot with, but I can't do anywhere near as much as I could have with a really heavy Dutch oven and a big one too.
Those are also something that you want to invest in. So you want like they're not necessarily cheap again, and you want one that, you know, is big, because also getting like a small one, you're like, well, what's the point of this? Like,
well, in a perfect world, I would say 2 sizes, right? That you could have both of them, like a big one and a small one.
Yeah, I think
I purposely didn't get one because, again, of the size of our kitchen and the storage. I was like, oh gosh, that's such a big thing.
And if you don't have storage, where are you going to put all the stuff? Yeah, that's also the thing.
I will say, so I also didn't put that on my registry. I feel like it wasn't such a thing until
that's it.
The bread making craze of COVID. Like I people didn't talk about their Dutch ovens. I don't know. It wasn't a thing.
Dutch ovens made a comeback.
Yeah, and there are some really, really beautiful, very expensive ones, which I'm sure are amazing. But if that's not in your budget, we have one. I just looked it up from Target, from their Lodge.
That's
brand.
what I have. I have a Lodge one,
and it's great.
Yeah,
like we do our bread in there. We do I cook my meatballs, like the sauce in there.
Yeah.
And it's been really nice.
Yeah,
so
I like it too.
I like that I can go right from like fridge to stove to oven, and you know, back and forth. So it's very convenient.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's like a nice even. All right, we gotta regroup because I went all over the place. I would say we're gonna go with like just a good quality silverware set. Also something that Artie didn't have already. So it was like, and he was actually very particular about this. He was like, are you okay like if I pick out the silverware? And I was like, I don't have a preference in it. So I mean,
you're so nice.
I'd be like, it's silverware.
No.
Well, if I didn't like how it looked, I probably would have had much more to say about it. But I'm like, it's like sterling, whatever it is, sterling silver. He wanted it to be comfortable when you hold it. So sometimes there's like really thin ones.
Thomas was the exact same way.
So yeah, when we went to, I think it was Bed Bath & Beyond at the time, we're like picking all of them up, and I don't know, it took us like 10-15 minutes, and I think we found one there, but he was like, I want one that feels comfortable. I don't want to like struggle with my hands. So I was like, okay, great.
Guys are so funny. Thomas didn't have anything to do with picking anything out. That was all us. But he has said multiple times, mostly while eating cereal, wow, I love these spoons. Like he has said that multiple times over the past 5 years, and just like the feel of them, I don't know. So it's important, I guess.
Yeah.
Would you say gold or silver if you had to pick?
Oh, silver.
Okay.
Yeah. You would go gold, I'm guessing. Why?
I don't know. That might do. I don't know. There's something about the
too
gold.
Much of like that would be
I would like it for something fancy.
Yes,
like a Christmas dinner.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I don't think I would want that for everyday use, because it just would clash with everything else I'm using.
It's true.
Yeah.
So I just love
and
the
I
way
would
they
want
look.
like a matte look, and I don't know how hard that is to like keep looking nice. Like,
no,
not
you're right.
spotty.
For everyday use, silver.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, good. I think we're giving good tips, guys.
Okay, so this is also something that I didn't put on my registry, and I have no idea why I waited 12 years to do it. But I think when you're putting together your registry, there's so much emphasis on the vacuum, right? Like if you're getting the Dyson that you like really want, or whatever brand it is, like you're focused on the big vacuum. But especially when you're apartment living, and then certainly when you have kids or pets or anything like that, you don't want to lug this huge, heavy,
such a good tip
thing.
This is so good.
All of the time to clean out these little messes. And I don't know why it took me 12 years to buy like a Dirt Devil.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is life changing. To just
they're
like
awesome.
really quick go
to just get all the little, whatever, quick cleanup or whatever
quick
you
little things. Because I make a mess, I think, when I'm cooking. I'm always like floor
yeah.
around
And you don't want to
me.
take out the full vacuum.
Yeah.
And you start those
to just lug it out.
The mini vacuums, the ones that you could literally take off the charging pad and immediately so key.
Yeah.
So
So I was like, I should have done this a long time ago, and for whatever reason, that was not on my radar when I was doing my registry.
Last but not least for me, steamer.
Oh,
I still want one.
Yeah, love my steamer. The funny story, we had put, because we didn't know which one we were going to do, steamer or iron. So we were like, let's just put both on the registry, and we did both. And then we were like, oh, our bedroom's too big to put the steamer, so let's just iron. Once again, after like 6 months, I was like, let's just try the steamer. Let's stop ironing, because I need the ironing board and like all that. So much time saved.
Really?
So much time saved. It's just so fast. So definitely get put a good quality one on there. But we haven't ironed in 4 years after putting the steamer out. Yeah.
I did notice you were always super wrinkled.
This is Lauren. No, I love that.
I think the quality matters for something like that.
Agreed. Yeah.
Because I've used a couple like at a hotel or something like that, and you just have like water spots all over your clothes. And you're like, that's
not working.
No, you definitely need a good one for everyday use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have one more round? I don't even know what number.
That was my last one. So I think.
I think we're all sorts of confused because we've doubled up. We've doubled up.
No,
so
right,
just share if you have anything
one more
left.
And we did this. We got like a dish set, but it was only like for 4. It wasn't like, so like 4 appetizer plates and then like your dinner plates or whatever. Then what I did, I didn't put this on my registry, and I'm sure we'll talk about this later, but I didn't want to get like, the big 12 set of something else, like dinner plates. So I ended up just taking whatever money, like, because you get money back for like Bed Bath & Beyond, and go purchasing one after the fact.
Good idea.
But I at least put one set on there that I was like, Artie and I will use these. They're a little bit nicer. So if you're like, don't want to go crazy, just get like one that you really like, I think. So that's what we did. Like a nice, and they were like, he wanted square plates. So we have square plates. And I was like, okay, great.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's cute that he's so involved.
He
was very involved in this.
It wouldn't be cute for me, but it's very cute for you.
It's cute for you.
The last thing I had on my list was a nice salad bowl.
Oh,
Once again,
beautiful.
something I did not put on, and I've
I
been
know.
struggling ever since.
Yeah. I think I just bought my first salad bowl like a year ago.
Yeah. I think the like deterrent is that a lot of these beautiful salad bowls are gigantic. So you're using them, like you're not using them for dinner for 4.
Right.
But you have other bowls that you can use for that. But it is really nice when you do have a party or you're having a lot of people over for dinner or barbecue or something. It is nice to be able to pull that out. And I have used it enough over the years to make it worth it.
I think I may have put like a small salad bowl on my registry, but it was glass. And it's been chipped since then. I would say do a wooden salad bowl.
Yes.
That's what you want. One last tip that I just thought of. I got these really beautiful glassware set, and I think out of 10 of them I have 4 left.
Really?
And they're so beautiful, they're so dainty, they were so I would say, obviously we all need glasses, maybe try not to get sucked in by like the beautifulness. Go for a sturdy glass, man. Go for the thicker ones that could take some pounding, because after 5 years I feel like, and wait, I'm not throwing stuff, it just happened. So that's my last tip, I think.
Okay, so let's switch gears to some of the most controversial things that people put on their registries.
Lots of opinions.
So many.
I don't want to hear any of our husband's opinions on these things.
There have been fights, broken, full-on fights.
So let's just go with the first one that comes to mind, China.
Okay.
Did you put China on your registry?
No.
I did, and you did, right? Okay. So what was the deciding factor for you?
I didn't want, I think it because I don't necessarily, like, I know there's this whole thing about, passing down the China from your grandparents. And my mom has some from her mom, but I'm like, can't put it in the dishwasher, which for some reason was like a deal breaker. I was like, I have to hand wash how many sets? I was just
Absolutely
like,
not.
I do not want to do that. And also I don't like necessarily committing to like a certain style. Like I want it to be like I can use it for different events. So I didn't want to get like, maybe a blue type of design and then have it somewhere like where it would clash. Like I wanted something very clean.
Yeah.
And for some reason I just didn't, I wanted to be more practical, heavy duty. I didn't want to be afraid of like breaking it and it's so expensive too.
Yeah.
So for some reason I was just not drawn to that. And that's where I did for the bridal shower. I got like a set that we could use. And then I went back and I think it was Lennox. Lennox had a brand and they're just clean white dishes. They're still in the boxes because I have 12 sets of them. But I used then money towards that to get something that I actually wanted that wasn't super expensive, and I can use it more for everything. So I guess I wanted something that was more practical. For some reason, China doesn't seem like you're using it once a year. I don't know. Or something like
no, I understand. My husband was very against me putting China on my registry. He was not happy about it.
Yep.
He still gives me a hard time about it 12 years later. And I'm like, okay. I think for me, like my mom is very big on like pulling out the China, and she has some of her mom's China and whatnot during holidays.
That's beautiful.
And,
I agree.
And different things like that. And I guess I just felt like it's now or never. Like I'm never going to all at once put out this lump sum of money to buy myself China. So I don't want to have that regret later because I wasn't all about traditional things for my registry. Like, I was like, if I don't need it, like, let's move on. I'm not getting things just for the sake of getting them. But something about that did feel like, I don't know, this is a part of getting married. Is like picking out your China and getting to have that like special thing. And yes, you don't use it every day, but on the same hand, that's what makes it last for generations because you're only using it, sometimes.
That's true.
Mine can go in the dishwasher.
Okay.
So that is a big plus. And I think what I would have done differently, I don't regret getting the China. I'm glad that I have it. I have pulled it out a couple times. I'm not hosting all the holidays yet, but I think eventually I will, and I'll use it even more. But I probably would have done what you did and gone more low key on our everyday plates, because when I was doing my registry, the thing to do was still to get really nice everyday plates. So, I mean, I still like mine. I haven't necessarily grown sick of them. They're Lennox. And like they've lasted. Like they haven't, I think I have one chip in one after 12 years. But I do like to switch things up. I see plates all the time. I'm like, ooh, those are so cute. And now they're like so cheap that you could switch them out. But I'm like, well, these were expensive, so I'm not going to change my plates.
I got a beautiful white Kate
yours
Spade.
Were gorgeous. I remember
yours.
Yes,
yours were gorgeous.
I absolutely love those plates. No chips, no nothing. I mean, it's only been 5 years, but same thing. My husband gives me a hard time about the China every time it comes up in conversation. It has never even entered one of our houses that we've lived in. It's been sitting in my in-laws' basement because there's just so much of it. It's just boxes and all that. So would I do it again? Yes. Because for me, it was a future item.
These are mostly you're thinking ahead. Like 20 years from now, will I want this set?
Like yes. I can't wait to open that one day because I'm having my whole family over, whoever that is at the time, like I can't wait for that to get here. And just like Lauren said, that's not something I think I would be breaking the bank for down the road. So it's ready for me when I'm ready to use it. So
yeah, I mean, our husbands act like we made them buy it. I'm like, relax. Okay. The next controversial thing is a honeymoon fund,
which I don't see this as controversial.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Way back when, when I was getting married, I could be wrong, but I think, a decade plus ago, this was a newer idea. Okay. I'm sure people maybe did it before then, but it was becoming a little bit more mainstream. And I think then it was much more controversial. Like people were very put off by that. I think older generations, they want to get you something that's to start your life, that you're going to have in your home, that, is going to be practical and useful. They don't want to like throw $100 so you can get a massage in, in the Bahamas or whatever.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's controversial for me at this point. I think it's cool to see it because now everything is online. So I think it's cool to be running down the list, especially if you've like accidentally forgot to get a gift, right? And you're running down and you're like, oh, there's not like great options here. And then you see that honeymoon fund and you're like, oh, wait.
I think that's what it's good for. It's like always having it as just in case someone wants to contribute to that. I don't see it as controversial either, but I get the idea where it's like, I mean, my husband's like this. Anytime we go somewhere, he's like, I don't want to get them a gift card. Like I want to get them a present, like a gift that they can open that they can use. So I can understand why some people are like, I don't want to just give you like to the fun, and then what do you use it for? So I like the idea though, is just having it there in case someone does want to throw some money, just so it's not like a random check, like it's going actually into an organized thing.
I had one and I was super excited when I looked at it a couple weeks before my wedding, and I was like, oh my God, there's money in here. Like that was a great feeling. So I don't think it's, I think it's a great gift.
It's, you know, it's been a big evolution in bridal showers, going from needs to wants. And I think that those generations in the middle definitely struggle with making that change of like, you don't need this honeymoon to, you know,
Start
cook dinner
life.
or like start your life.
True.
So I think when it was initially introduced, it was a little like, you want me to bankroll your honeymoon? What?
The mindset has changed.
And I do think that if you have a big traditional registry where you're looking for everything from A to Z, I don't know. I'm like, do you need to put that on in addition? Because then I don't know. As the person looking, I feel almost pressured to do both. Like they're two separate things.
Oh wow. Okay.
Just because I'm not going to show up without an actual item.
Sure.
But then it feels like, you know, you're asking for this additional thing. I don't know. And I'm sure that's not most people's intention to make you feel pressured.
Also nowadays, especially on different sites that you use, you can always add a note to certain things. So I think if I did it again, maybe we did do this, I don't remember, maybe having something like, hey, listen, like if you can't come to the shower,
and that's great.
If you can't come to the shower, or, you know, for whatever reason, a gift that would be so appreciated would be for this specific type of gift, right? Instead of an actual physical gift.
If you personalize it a little bit more, that makes it, I think, just more appealing.
Yeah. To let people know we're not expecting the world here.
Yeah. And I do think that if you have been living on your own for a while and you have a lot of stuff, that it is a great alternative option. Okay, so the next thing is luxury items. So we're going big. Think like, you know, $1,000+
I don't think I had anything on my registry that was near that.
Maybe my luggage was close.
I can't, maybe I can't remember.
I think my luggage may have gotten close to $1,000.
Do you regret that, or are you happy with it?
Absolutely not.
No.
Okay.
I love my luggage. It still looks brand new. And we've gone to many places.
Which is maybe the difference in getting quality luggage, because my luggage has not lasted.
My luggage looks brand new after 5 years, and we've used it. Okay. Really used it, and I love it. So
that's nice.
Yeah. And it was a good gift for, like, I think the bridal party got it for us.
Yes.
Collectively. Okay. So I was like, that's a good big gift. One big ticket item.
Yeah. Because I think I went to one friend's wedding and I was just like, oh my God. Like, it was just a lot of unnecessary. And again, everyone considers that different, right? I'm sure some people looked at my registry and was like, this china is unnecessary. But it just seemed like there was that on steroids, like crystal this and crystal that, and so many things that it was just a little like, I don't even know where to start when I'm looking at this.
I mean, it's a no-brainer for me. One big ticket item. Pick one.
Yeah, I think that's fine if you're going with like one thing that's really pushing it on that end. But I'm more like thinking, again, I don't want one person to feel pressured. Like if I have all of this, like over 200+, like not everyone likes doing group gifts too. It's like you have to kind of help people out.
I think this is also dependent on who your guest list is.
Yes.
Right?
You need to know your audience.
Know your guest list and then go accordingly.
Yes, 100%.
For sure. Okay, so then we have kind of in that vein, but maybe like very personal items. Like, you know, someone wants an Xbox or, you know, something that is maybe not, or like a, you know, JBL speaker, or, you know, again, something that is a fun thing, is a want, but is definitely not a need.
I think you'll be surprised at my answer. I say a hard no on this, because I think it's too specific to, not, maybe that's the wrong word, but it just feels too much like any birthday gift this could be. I think your wedding registry should be these are the items that we need together to start our life together in a new house, in a new place, whatever the situation is, versus I would have gotten this for my birthday this year. Like, I don't know. There's something about it that I'm like, no, that's just two separate things. I think all the fun and the play stuff, save it for an anniversary or save it for a birthday, save it for Christmas, save it for something else. I would say don't put that on your registry because I don't know. It's just it's not a need. Oh, but there's so many other things though that I don't know. I still say no, but as I'm talking it through, I'm like, I don't know. But
well, I mean, I think I agree with that because you're on the line of like, is this something that we're going to share like together? Like if I maybe would not be opposed if we put like a switch on there because Artie and I both would do
something
that.
that you use together. Okay.
But if it's a little bit more like going towards one of our hobbies, like if Artie put like, you know, I don't know, some sort of table saw on there, I'd be like, like, I don't know, like that seems a little bit too like up your alley and nothing that we can share.
A handyman like toolkit is definitely something on people's registries.
Yeah. So
right?
I feel like it like game consoles, like that to me is like still too far off.
Yeah.
But like one of the examples you had before was like bicycles. I'm like, I think that's so cute. Like
that is
his and her
cute.
bicycle. Like if you know that they're active and they love doing that, I think that's adorable.
Oh gosh.
But
I
think it goes down to the couple maybe. And like, is this really for like their pleasure of by themselves to like, you know, go
to
do
get
a hobby?
away from their spouse?
Yeah. Or is this going to unite the spouses together? You know,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
But I didn't think of it that way. I think my gut reaction is also no.
Yeah.
Something about it just feels indulgent. In a way,
it's so not a need. Like even like with the
it's a little
toolkit,
too far,
the toolkit, if something breaks in the house, like you can be able to fix it yourself. Like there's
a starter
that
kit,
versus a table saw, which is like that's extra, you know.
What about a TV? Again, it's like
a TV. I think a TV is like an appliance. I don't know. Like I feel like you use that. Like a lot of people have that every day.
Oh,
like I don't know. I think if you're moving into a house,
I know. I hear your point.
If you're moving into an apartment or a house that has nothing, that's different.
Yeah.
But if you know they're like going there, that has a TV, I don't think I'd do that.
Yeah.
I think you just have
don't
to know.
I think for some reason I feel like there's a line on both sides. I feel like there's a line where it's just like this is pure fun and hobby.
Yeah.
And that just shouldn't be put on other people to provide for you. And then there's a line on the other side of like practical things, but like that's too much of an ask. Of either like a mattress, like I don't think you're putting a mattress because that's such a huge expense, but maybe people do. I don't know, but I don't think I'd put like a mattress or a TV or different things. I think those are just
we did a memory foam
make.
topper for a mattress.
That's a good one.
Different,
right?
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That was like a little
that.
extra. So yeah, I feel
that.
like it just depends. Like you have to know the couple maybe.
I feel
extra.
I feel like this is such a good like conversation starter for people. Like, so I'm interested to know what other people think about this. How many people we potentially offended. Very interested to know. So please, if you have different comments or arguments for things, let us know in the comments. And if you have some suggestions for things to put on the registry that we didn't say, please add those to the list so other people can see them. But most importantly, don't forget to enjoy the view wherever your ride takes you.